You have your magneto on?
What is that? Back like you never left?
Back like I never left.
What would it be missing a week of a show and then coming back and being on time? We don't.
I know.
Like
who wants? Yeah, I didn't want to start exactly at 7 p.m. I was like, come on, let's figure it out.
Sorry, there were some last minute technical difficulties, but
it's all good in the hood.
We are here. Does this camera make me look fatter?
No, you look good. You look normal, like standard size or whatever the term is.
I don't know what that means, but thank you. Herbert Raj Podcast. We thank you for listening wherever you're listening: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Spotify podcast, Apple podcast, or if you just happen to be sitting right behind Raj listening in, MySpace. Yes. MySpace making a comeback.
Yes.
Or I guess Twitter is now the X.
Twitter X. So yeah, when I saw that the other morning, I was like, what type of service is this that somebody else grabbed my phone and subscribed for? I was and they've also got a video service out, X Videos. So if you want to go check that out. No, we don't promote that stuff. Yeah. I don't know what Herb's been doing over there, but we don't.
Oh yeah, we're getting fired. Yeah. Yeah. So you're right. Don't call it a comeback.
Don't call it. I've been here for
minutes.
Minutes. Yeah. Actually, what? 4 minutes?
Yeah, 3 minutes. Thank you, Mike. So, Raj, you had free reign to talk as little or as much as you want about why we missed last week.
All right. Thank you, Herb. Well, sorry. First of all, we apologize to all the listeners about not being able to participate.
No, we don't apologize. We do not apologize.
Okay, we something happened. So, as you all know, my wife was pregnant. She was due July 29th. However, the babies came early. They came on July 20th. Healthy twins, boy and a girl, Royal and Lauren. They are healthy, chilling like villains. Everybody's good. Baby's good. Wife's good. I'm good. We're all good, but we are busy. But that is the reason why we missed last week. Herb was here. My parents were here. We just thought it would, for obvious reasons, it'd be best if we just take a day off, kind of get the family together, do what we got to do. But it's all good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Everything's all good. Yes, we're back. Hopefully we've got some new content out for tonight, some things to discuss, but looking forward to it.
Yeah. Now, for those that don't know, we usually do go through a lot more planning tonight.
Yes.
We plan on being all over the place.
Yes.
We're going to talk at whatever subject come up. If anybody drops questions, we will happy to devote time to that because
yes.
No telling. Raj, I spent more time on the 3 questions of death than I did for the whole rest of the show.
Yeah, but I even told you, I'm not surprised at that because whenever I try to think of my 3 questions of death, it just takes a lot of time because I'm thinking about things I may have previously asked back when we were doing our YouTube channel. And then how was this question? Or is this a question that's going to be too easy for Herb to ask? So I don't know. It takes time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I spent a lot of time. You're going to enjoy the Twins edition.
I'm looking forward to
the
this
show. So,
yes.
And you mentioned the YouTube channel. Definitely have some stuff heating up for the YouTube channel coming up. So I'm excited about that. Big Mike joins us for a lot of those too as well. So we're doing college picks, NFL picks, Dolphins roundtable.
Yep.
Lakers roundtable.
No. You said Dolphins roundtable. You got to be like Lakers roundtable.
Dolphins roundtable.
Let me ask you this question: what will it take to make you a LeBron or a Lakers fan?
I've already got a Lakers shirt.
Yeah, I know. You wore it and then we lost like the next day or something.
I know. That was so great, wasn't it?
What will it take for you to proclaim that you like LeBron?
Lots of alcohol.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay.
All right, Rod. So you've got all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
But you know the most important thing that I have to ask you right now.
Yes.
You know it already? Yes?
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, yes, you have my attention.
Okay. Are you getting up at 2 a.m. to watch the USA women?
Honestly, probably not. I thought about it, and I let me explain.
Where's your unpatriotic shirt?
Had it been like,
where's your not a real American shirt?
Yeah. Had it been maybe like a round of 16 semifinal finals matchup, honestly, I might try to figure that out. But Right now, Sid and I are just trying to get as much sleep as possible, and we're playing Portugal. From what I hear, this is supposed to be an easy game for us. Obviously, if we win, we stay first place in the group and we move on. So
yeah, if we get a result, we will go on. So if we win or draw, we're gonna move.
Yeah.
If we win, we have to make sure that the Netherlands doesn't beat up on Vietnam. Than we did. So we beat like ahead by a 2-goal differential right
now. Gotcha. We beat Vietnam, I think 3-0.
3-0. 3-0.
So they I understand. Yeah. So,
yeah, but if they beat him like 3-0 and we tie this game, then we're second in the group.
Yeah. But top 2 advance. It's just that
top 2 advance, but it's who you play. It's a difference between playing Sweden or Italy.
Yeah.
So and there's of course Mike Johnny on the spot has scored Portugal 39-0 in the series history.
So
if you want recent, though, too, this is what kind of, I don't want to say worries me, but does bring me back to earth. Netherlands only beat Portugal 1-0, and we just tied with Netherlands.
Yeah.
So Mike convinced me, do we go with the 39-0 in the series history? And who knows, is that 39 games? We won every
I don't know how many games we played them in. We might have had some really, really big upsets, but I think we're going to win. I think we're going to shut them out. My prediction is
2-0.
2-0. That's what I was going to go. I think 3-0 was egging it on a little bit. So Herb and I both agree it's going to be 2-0 shutout. And then, as Herb mentioned, we just have to hope that the Netherlands don't beat up on Vietnam like 10-0. Then we'll fall to second place. So
yeah. And I said, in the other group, I had to even go look up the other group. Sweden is leading the group, so they're most likely going to win the group. Italy has not. Italy. I don't think I've ever seen this before, Raj. Italy is 1-0-1. So they've won 1 game, lost 1 game. So 1-1-0, right? In their division, in their side, they have a -4 goal differential because they won 1 game 1-0. They lost to Sweden 5-0.
So, wow.
Yeah, that's why Sweden has pretty much locked up the group. But if you're USA, you'd much rather get through and play a game like Italy versus playing Sweden. Not that I don't think we're better than either one, but make it as easy on yourself as possible.
Right.
And Mike said this is the first time Mike has ever guessed at something. It's like 6 or 7 games. Mike?
6 or 7 games. That means that we've had a couple.
But he said, "I think." Mike is never like, "I think." Mike is always.
Mike's usually spot on. We'll give him one pass. We'll give him a pass.
Okay, yeah, because Mike is the greatest.
Mike is the greatest. Yes. Michael McCarthy. Yes.
So the 2 weeks that we've been going, did get to see Mike on 2 different podcasts.
Yep.
So Mike was on a podcast with 3 other guys, and they were calling him King by the end of the podcast. King Mike. So
is that the new nickname?
I don't know if he wants Big Mike or King Mike. Yeah, that'll be up.
Well, let Mike chime in. Well, let's see what he says in the comments if he likes King Mike.
As the leader of the RFC, he does.
Yes, that is true. That is true. I do want to say one thing before we move on. There is something I watched the other day that I started watching in the early 2000s when it first premiered, and it was Slam Ball. I did watch a couple minutes of a Slam Ball game. I was really bored. I was just at the house by myself. Everybody was out the house, so I watched some minutes of a Slam Ball game. It wasn't entertaining as it was back then because it was so new, and now it's just like I feel like that's something me and you could just go out there and do. You don't have to be like have to be a great shooter to play Slam Ball. And the one thing that did make me mad is I saw a few guys actually shoot jump shots. I didn't understand that. What's the whole point of that? Why are you shooting jump shots? I'm trying to dunk as hard as I possibly can on everybody.
Yeah. Shoot a jump shot, the ref should call some beep.
Yeah, beep. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So he said
he's gonna stick with Big
Mike. I'm gonna delete the rest of it because what he actually said No, he said
I'm going to
didn't want to embarrass LeBron because he knows that he's better.
And the only one per Mike and per Rod, the only one King, and his name is LeBron Raymond James. Thank you, Mike.
Mike is much better than LeBron. I would take Mike any day. If LeBron and Mike wanted to hang out, I'd hang out with LeBron to take his money, and then I'd go hang out with Mike.
Herb, I keep forgetting you're a big Spud Webb fan. That's probably why you have so much animosity towards LeBron.
Spud Webb? Gee, we reaching way back. Why did you say Muggsy Bogues? Me and Muggsy's like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right. So, where are we getting started at today?
Well, last thing on the USA game.
Oh, yes.
Have you been watching like the substitution patterns, any of that, any strategic stuff?
Honestly, not really. I think I'm going to try to focus more attention on some of the later games. I have to answer your question. I haven't. But
Basically, you're not
I don't
interested
know.
until it gets for real, huh?
Right.
Okay,
I want to
fair
get out. I
enough.
want to get out of the group stages because I
Fair
think
enough.
it's going to get real serious for us because people who don't pay attention to women's soccer, we're trying to three-peat. It's never been
Yeah.
done before in men's or women's.
Yes.
Winning back-to-back, winning one is already enough. Winning two in a row.
You know how I feel about back-to-back.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
already
difficult.
tough,
So
yeah.
for the USA to three-peat, that will be monumental.
And Germany, and I think, well, Germany actually lost the game. Japan has looked really, really tough.
Yep.
You know, Spain was supposed to be a good one for them, and I think they whooped them 4-0. So
Netherlands
some tough teams out there. So
Netherlands is a strong team too. So
and I think the fear factor is gone.
Yeah. We actually played Netherlands and we beat Netherlands in the final last World Cup. So
so they wanted revenge. So.
Yep.
Okay. Real quick, just as you guys did bring up LeBron, obviously our thoughts and prayers out to Bron.
Yes.
You know, I know he is home now and recovering.
Right.
And all jokes aside, definitely hope that situation.
Yes, definitely.
That was just scary for everybody.
Very scary. Very scary.
Young,
imagine being a parent too, hearing that, getting that phone call. You rush and you try to go check on him, make sure everything's okay, and you let the doctors do their jobs. But we're glad to see him at home. Shout out to Bronny and shout out to the James family.
Yep. All right, Rod, where do you want to start? I was the Women's World Cup was a little bit of stuff.
Yep.
Ronnie. If you start with college football, I guess one of the, I don't know if it's the bigger news, but Colorado has decided they got tired of the Pac-12 and they're going back to the Big 12.
It's funny about that because they only won one game last year. Now they're like, we're leaving conference.
I know. Right. They don't even have a positive winning percentage in the Pac-12.
They don't, but there's so much hype surrounding their program this year with Deion being there. They sold out. The spring game sold out. Ticket sales have been through the roof, etc. And let's be honest, when you win one game the previous year, it's not like you have to do a lot to really transition to a winning team. I mean, win 2 games, you doubled your wins from last year. But
if Deion was not at Colorado, do they get to move to the Big 12?
I don't think so. I think the hype around Deion is what kind of created a lot of this. So to answer your question, no. If it's just another coach, now if it's Nick Saban, that's something different. But if it was just another average coach, I hate to use the term average coach, but I don't think that would happen. But Deion's name just brought a lot with it, and obviously
did you agree or disagree with how he did his roster?
How what do you mean as far as the
cutting everybody and bringing a whole new roster?
I'm okay with it. It's his team. And I've always felt like whenever you're a coach coming to your program, you have to set the standard and you have to make your own rules for how you want things done. And he let him know that right from the jump. He's like, look, I'm gonna bring some guys with me. If you guys want to transfer, I don't think he used these words, but if you guys want to transfer, go ahead and transfer because I
think he did use those words. I think
some of you guys aren't going to play anyway. So players left, some stayed. We knew that once he was there, we knew he was going to bring his son. His son's going to be starting the quarterback. We all knew that. So we knew he was going to bring Travis Hunter, who was the number 1 player in the country last year. Recruited him at Jackson State, and he brought I think he brought his other son as well. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing Colorado in action, and I have them when we get to the top 5. Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yep. When we get there.
Scary. I mean, we're in the middle. I'll throw it at random in the middle of the college football season. And Mike, this is something I was actually looking at and researching before. The Pac-12 still doesn't have a media deal yet, and theirs runs out next year.
Yeah.
And obviously, people thought they were going to try and put more of a press on.
Yeah.
And they've been actually saying, it feels like every other week, the deal is coming. The deal is coming. And now you got members losing. And it's really for them, I think, trying to hold on, I believe, to Oregon and Washington is their biggest things. And, it doesn't, I don't know if the sense of urgency is not there. Obviously, losing Colorado doesn't feel like a huge deal because of their record. But I think that you're at the point where losing anybody hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was actually a question that I wanted to pose to you. And, Mike, I want to hear you in the comments. Do you think Colorado or Deion ever looked and said, hey, Texas and OU aren't there anymore? The 2 big dogs are gone in the Big 12. Maybe we should mosey on down there or maybe mosey back there, see what we can do, see if we can shake things up a little bit.
Yeah. And to Mike, I saw this also that they were supposed to present a deal today. But my problem with them saying is that they've been saying that for a while. So, there's been several reports. So, I read the same thing that he's talking about, but I don't know. So, I think there's a couple different things, Raj. The fact that those 2 teams left was huge, but the fact that the Big 12 rebounded and added 4 or 5 other teams and the Pac-12 was stagnant. And for Colorado, I think they knew they weren't getting invited to the Big Ten. They weren't getting invited to the SEC. So they realized they had to make a move.
Yeah.
And if Colorado can join the Big 12 and all these other teams can make it strong enough to survive, then that seems better than a Pac-12. Like you look over the Pac-12 and they're just sitting there twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah.
So I think all of that combined. Now, if Oklahoma and Texas stayed, but USC and UCLA were still leaving, I could still see Colorado leaving. So I think it had more to do with the weakening of the Pac-12 than it did, the Big 12 getting a little weaker.
And I did say, let me correct something. I did say Texas and OU were the big dogs, but let's keep in mind TCU did win the Big 12 last year, and they made it to the national championship game. So I'm not trying to just
Oklahoma and Texas are still
but traditionally Texas and OU are the favorites there. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and this was his the quote from Dion.
Yep.
That was
He's bringing my luggage, and it's Louis. He's bringing the big time players. So
before we even I think we're just going to jump straight to it, Raj. There's some other stuff that I don't know. So I did read an ESPN article before we came on because it was about college football. Maybe I'll hold your top 5 until the end of the college football part. Who do you think that they ranked as having the toughest schedule in the power? And it is an SEC team. I'll give you a hint on that.
In the entire country?
Yes.
Without me looking up the article or anything, part of me wants to say Bama but Bama has a lot of easy home games. Not easy home games. They have a lot of their tough games at home, so I'm going to eliminate them. Not Georgia. Is it LSU?
Georgia was ranked under the easiest, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, in Georgia's defense, they did lose the Oklahoma game. But
but I mean, even if Georgia played Oklahoma this year, I don't think it would be close. So
right.
I'm gonna go
so a side question: do you think that has to do more with how weak the East is right now, or Georgia's scheduling, or
how weak the East is? I say how weak the East is because whenever I look at the East nowadays, when we look at the East, we say, okay, it's either gonna be Georgia, Tennessee, maybe South Carolina might, make a little rumbles here and there. But just like I said, and I've discussed this, it just used to be Florida was like the top dog, but Florida's last good season was 2020, the COVID year when we played them in the SEC championship. Ever since then, it just things have kind of went downhill. So
right,
yeah.
Oh,
hey Sid. Oh,
hi twin mom.
Oh, that's my beautiful wife Sydney. Shout out to Sydney, beautiful person, beautiful wife. Phenomenal
Puts up with
mother.
You, so she's a saint.
She's a saint, yes.
All right, so back to the original question. Mike, one of Mike's answers
is right.
Is number 2.
Okay. Like I said, I picked this is without me looking at the schedule. I just picked LSU. I don't know who I can't look at the schedule and know. So
it's actually Florida.
Well, yeah, but Florida stinks, so everybody's gonna be hard for them.
Wow. So they have 6 preseason top 25 opponents.
Oh, wow.
4 of them in the top 15.
Okay.
They start off with the Pac-12 champion Utah. They close against Florida State. They have trips to Kentucky, South Carolina, LSU. They face Tennessee at home 2 weeks after Utah. And, of course, they got Georgia.
I could see them losing all those games.
Yes.
I can honestly see Florida losing all those games. And Napier is still there, right? Like, how much longer till he's gone? Like, what else?
I mean, this is year 2. He has to be thinking like, I just got here and this is the schedule.
I know, but he's not coaching at like SMU. You're at a big name program. Yeah. So they're not going to, I think maybe 1 or 2 more years. They're like, dude, it's not going to work out. We got to figure out something else. So,
yeah. Rod, you got to look at their schedule and think the only tough SEC team they don't play is Alabama.
Yep.
But how do you get Tennessee, LSU, and Georgia? I mean,
that's crazy.
That is crazy. So,
yeah,
Rod, you guys are getting.
Florida's gonna have a rough year.
Bye to mom.
Bye, mom. See you later. Love you.
Yeah.
Bye, my wife.
Congratulations to Mr. U. Listen to Mr. U show this morning. Mr. U was feisty this morning, but
Mr. U
got some good.
Shout out to Mr. U. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Great show in the morning. Every Monday morning, 8 a.m.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a morning person, Raj, and every week I think I tell him, "Hey, I'm probably not going to catch the show," and then I try to stay on there. Like this morning, we had an 8:30 meeting. And I went into it as late as possible just to catch more of the show. So a lot of good stuff, some good football content. Show gets better every week. So enjoy it. And then Sid, you might have just left, but there's Mike giving you a congrats and hello.
Appreciate that, Mike. I'll let her know what you said, man.
Yep, and both those guys were very supportive in the week while you were gone and sending text messages and everything. So, yep, nah, man, you the best, man. Appreciate you. So, Mike's guess was Ole Miss or Kentucky. I said in the article they put Ole Miss as the
number 2.
Not far, number 2. They're the only team they have to play both Alabama and Georgia on the road.
That's 2 losses, yeah.
Okay. So, in the easiest schedule, you'll never guess this one, so I'll just give it to you. Boston College, because who cares? Yeah. Georgia was was number 2 though. They only play away from home against a preseason top 25 team. It gets Tennessee.
Okay.
And like I said, they did lose the Oklahoma game, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
All right. So Raj, let's get to what you're gonna say. What was your top 5 list going to be for? Ooh, do I want to?
Oh,
do I want
what's
to
that?
find it?
Okay.
Our cheap, cheesy little Raj's top 5.
Top 5. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get intro music. And so there are some things coming on the way. New intro coming up, new overlay, new graphics. Like we like the other sports, but when college football gets started,
it's something changed.
Like,
it's even like at the beginning of August, you just feel differently. It's just like something kicks in, and it's just like you can smell it in the air. The college football,
drinks taste better.
Drinks taste better.
Food tastes just a little bit better. I mean,
your weekends are different. So obviously now my weekends are but honestly both of our weekends are gonna be different, especially when you're down here and vice versa. So things will be different. But we're looking forward to it. We are looking forward to Bama and winning another national championship.
Hopefully so. I can't wait till the first weekend I'm there and they're sleeping during the middle of a Bama game and we have to try to watch the game.
Remember like this. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting kicked out the house that weekend. All right, so what was your top 5 list this week, Rob?
All right, my top 5 list. Herb gave me a little assignment, so not an assignment, but a top 5 list of college football games this year. My top 5 college football games this year, non-Bama though. Obviously, if Bama was included, it would have been 3 or 4 probably Bama games and one other just random game. But these are appreciate it, PJ. Appreciate it, P. Appreciate it, man. So this is my list of top 5 games that preferably I just want to see this year, and I think these are going to be really good games. And these are in no specific order. I just picked top.
In the middle of the season, we're gonna start making you put them in order.
Okay. Number 1, Florida State versus LSU. I forgot what the name of this. I think it's the Orlando something classic. I forgot what it's called. Anyway,
this was better than we thought.
yeah. Last year these 2 teams played, and Florida State won 24-23. Came down to the wire. Both teams are going to be in the preseason top 20, I believe. I have to check.
Top 10, I think.
Maybe top 10. I got to check the numbers again. Jordan Travis from Florida State. Jane Daniels from LSU. 2 really good quarterbacks. I think this is going to be another great game. And the timing of this game is why I picked it. It's September 2nd, Labor Day weekend.
Right. That's Sunday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that Sunday. It's right after week 0. So
last week it was the Monday night game.
Exactly.
But I think this year is like Clemson and Duke.
Yeah, I didn't pick that game. I'll pass on that. So I think this is going to be the very first big college football game of the year.
Because the first week looks like it sucks.
Yeah. Now, after that, another game happening, I think that same day or the same weekend, is Colorado versus TCU.
It is that same weekend for sure.
Yes.
So you might be right on that day. But
TCU
by 30.
The hype around this game the hype around Colorado, what Deion's bringing to the program. And then on the other end, obviously you have TCU they attended the national championship game last year.
They had tickets.
They only lost by 58 points. So I could only imagine that TCU has a decent program this year. I think it's going to be a good game. To Hurd's point, I think TCU is going to win. I think the hype around Colorado is much more than how good they're actually going to be. It's going to take some time for them to build up. This is a really heck of a game 1 for Colorado, but I'm going to take TCU by a couple touchdowns.
TCU by 31.
Yeah.
They just scored again while we were waiting.
All right. Let's see what else. I also have Georgia versus Tennessee. Last year, for those who don't know, don't give me that fate. I picked Tennessee to beat Georgia. I'm doubling down. I think Joe Milton and Tennessee are going to beat Georgia this year, mainly because I just want Georgia to lose a game before they go to the SEC championship. I would really like to see it. This game is a week before Thanksgiving. Last year, obviously, Georgia put the hammer on them. They won. It wasn't a huge blowout. They won 27-13, but
they controlled it.
They controlled the entire game. If you watch the game, they completely shut down Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt in the offense, and Georgia dominated that game. So that's 3 games. Number 4 is going to be USC versus Oregon. I picked
real quick, Raj, for your first one. He's got him at 6 and 7.
Oh, heck, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's even better. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I
didn't saw some preseason stuff that had FSU as high as 3 at one point too.
Oh, wow.
So I know those fluctuate, but I knew they were both top 10. So.
And shout out to Florida State. It's good that I like it when Florida State's good because obviously the Gators are doing so well. So it's good to have that Florida State back in college football. So
somebody's got to push Clemson.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I messed you up. Oregon and who?
Oregon and USC. You got Caleb Williams versus your guy, Bo Nix. I talked a lot about Bo Nix last year, just poking some fun. But I think this is going to be a pretty good game. Obviously, Caleb friends don't let Frick spill. He got the shirt made. Finally.
That's just a rough draft. So we are going to work on the lettering and all that stuff. But friends don't let friends pick Auburn or former Auburn players. Right?
Or former Auburn players, obviously referring to Bo Nix. So you got Caleb Williams versus Bo Nix. Caleb Williams is going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Bo Nix, depending on how this next year comes, could be maybe late first round, second week. I honestly don't know how much better he's going to get. He had a good year last year. Anyway, and one thing I didn't realize about, they haven't played each other since 2020. I didn't realize that. For some reason, I'm thinking Pac-12 and they just constantly play each other, but they haven't played each other since 2020.
I guess it's kind of like Alabama and Georgia. So
it might be. So that's a good game. And last,
which team is Alabama? Which team is Georgia?
Alabama's USC because of the tradition, I guess. Oregon's Georgia. I don't know
because they're both green.
Yeah, that too. And last, I have Michigan versus Ohio State. Obviously, Michigan's won the last 2. This one is in Ann Arbor, which might give Michigan somewhat of an advantage, but I think Marvin Harrison's going to have a phenomenal year. I think he's
Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm sorry. I think he's going to have a phenomenal year. I think he's going to be a Heisman finalist. And I think Ohio State's going to win this game.
Would you vote for him over Caleb to have it?
I don't know because of the load that Caleb Williams is going to carry. If Caleb Williams stays healthy and has a year like he did last year, I really think, oh, wow, a repeat.
Do you know who I would love to see get in the conversation except for the team they play for?
Who? Brock Bowers?
Brock Bowers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could happen. That might be it. Marvin Harrison Jr., Caleb Williams, Brock Bowers, and who would the 4th guy? Let's hear in the comments. Who do you think the 4th guy, the 4th Heisman finalist?
So that is incorrect. I'm not sure what is incorrect about.
Well, I know, Mr. You was going for Michigan, so I picked Ohio State winning. So that's probably.
Okay. Yeah. I have no problem with that. I can root against them. So. Oh, by the way, this was a good comment. Anyone smart to leave Auburn should be a great player. So
that's true.
Is this the the Bryce?
Again, this goes to my point that it's hard to repeat as a Heisman. I think Archie Griffin was the last guy to do it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb did win. Marvin Harrison Jr. might get it. Just depends on how good his quarterback is and how good of a season he has.
Right. But yes, I like this. So when I mentioned the top 5 games. It really was going to be a top 4 because I automatically knew this game was going to be part of it. How would you not? I mean, the winner of that game is going to the playoffs, right? I don't believe in Penn State as a real challenger to number 3. So whoever wins that game is going to the playoffs. The loser has a great shot at it still, but I mean that's naturally one of the bigger games on the schedule. So So good games. Good games. Did he forget any games? Did you just mentioned on there? So.
Yeah, I know. I should have had some in honorable mention, but yeah, let's hear in the comments what games did I miss that you guys think should be top 5. Again, please remember
Clemson, Florida State.
That could be up there. That could be a good game.
Trying to think of who the last Bedlam game.
Who?
The last Bedlam game.
I didn't think about that. I was still thinking about Cade Klubnik and how you always call him Clubber Lang. He's going to be against him against Jordan Travis. That might be a nice little matchup. I'm so happy that Clemson moved on, and I know DJ transferred to Oregon State. He wasn't the guy. I'm sorry.
He wasn't. It was obvious. So
yeah,
miss you making his early picks for the game. So I think that's more of an indictment, I guess, for Marvin Harris Jr. What season he's going to have.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I do agree there was going to be some drop off. Michigan's got a lot of momentum going. If you do believe in that sort of thing, which I do.
Yeah.
I think, Mr. U, my question to you. Okay. Does Michigan win a playoff game this year? And if not, is that an indictment on Harbaugh, who is going to miss the first four games? But I think they're the easiest 4 games. Like
I was going to say, I don't even know who their first 4 games are against, but it's
Rutgers is like the toughest of the 4, I believe.
Okay, so they'll be all right.
I think they're good there, but I think that's the biggest thing. Do they win a playoff game? And if they don't, if they beat Ohio State 3 years in a row, but lose a playoff game again 3 years in a row, what kind of indictment is that on Harbaugh? You know, do they think about moving on? Is this the best? He said, God, I hope so.
Yeah.
But do you think about going in a different direction if you don't, or are you okay with where he's got the program at?
You know what? I think that's a good question because some teams saying like, hey,
dad jokes. Mike, I got the dad bod and the dad jokes. I just don't have a kid. I got everything else.
I think that's a good question because for some programs, it just depends on what your expectations are. For some programs, if you could say we made the college playoff every year, even though we didn't win a game, that's still really good. Some other teams are like, listen, we need to make it to the championship game and win a national championship. And I think Michigan is knocking on that door because Ohio State's been there to the championship game recently. And I think Michigan wants to be back. Michigan, and I hate to say this, Michigan hasn't won a national championship since 1997. It's been a couple of decades.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Mr.
You know, Mr. Hughes,
I know.
I'm telling you, Ron, he's not feeling really well right now. He might show up at your door in a minute. So
yeah.
But this is what he's saying. It's on the head coach. The loss against TCU is coaching.
Michigan had that game. I don't know what happened. So yeah, that's true. I agree with Mr. U.
So he's not married to Coach Harbaugh. So that's what I wanted to hear. So if he can't get us over, he has to go. Yeah, and you got to think like he has gotten you to some pretty good heights, but nobody wants to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
So it's like, does he ride the wave of having beaten Ohio State, or does he go with the not getting the password? And Mike's agreeing with me. The dad jokes and the dad bod, no kids. I'll give it to you, Mike. So, before we transition into, was there any of the college football other stuff you were looking at, Rod?
I'm just uber excited about the season about to start. I'm going to start diving more into other little things as the weeks progress, and excited to start talking more college football. Obviously, at Bama, we still don't know who our number 1 QB is. We've got our thoughts and our opinions on that, but we'll see as time progresses.
Yep, and Bama Beat will be joining us August 14th.
Okay.
Or maybe the 15th. We are going to be switching to Tuesdays.
Yes.
Soon, in anticipation of the college football NFL season coming up.
And
don't want to be on while that football's on because you'll be watching us do like this.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So we will be moving to Tuesday. So Bama Beat might be our first Tuesday one. Then we've got a couple preview episodes before the first game. So Raj, before we transition into some NFL, we did ask E. So E is going to stick around with us as far as basketball, and during the year, going to give us his top 5, kind of help us keep grounded in NBA because us, we'll be very distracted by all the football going on.
Right.
And watching that LA team, of course, the Clippers, to see how they do. So, but E, I asked E because you gave this last week about your top 4, or I guess 2-3 weeks ago, your top 4 in each conference. So I asked E, after all this has happened and without having any other trades or anything going, we don't know what James Harden's going to do. We don't know what James. Who are his top 4 in each conference? And this is very interesting to me.
Let's see what we got.
I feel like Celtics and Bucks are always the easy one.
Yeah.
The Bucks are trying to run it back.
Oh, the Pacers. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And that to me just says he likes the pickups that they made. Now, they have built – I think the Pacers were at a crossroads after the Lakers trade didn't go through.
Yep.
And it was like, are we going to burn it down, or are we just going to make smart picks? They've made smart picks at guard. What is it? Turner has showed up well when they just either draft or trade for another big man, and, of course, getting Brown from the Nuggets. So I think that's an interesting one. And the Cavaliers, and I know he's going to kill me for this one, they just picked up somebody small. That was their biggest – I think thing was like small forward.
Yeah.
and just picked up somebody in the offseason too there. So I see why he's going with those.
Yeah, Cleveland had the big man. They had a good backcourt and front court, but they just need someone to fill in the middle. So
yeah.
And
so
LeBron's not
those are interesting picks. And that's, of course, if Dame goes to Miami, I'd love to see if that changes.
Yeah.
But those are very interesting picks.
Speaking of that, do you think that's ever going to happen?
I mean,
it's been a couple weeks now.
They don't like so the problem when a team says when a player comes, and they got reprimanded for this by they said you can't go out and say I only want to play for this team.
Right.
The problem when the team says that is nobody else really wants to try. And then that team is like, I'm not going to give you my best because the guy wants to come here and don't want to do anything else. And, Miami just didn't have that many assets for a trade like that in the first place.
Right.
So I think it's going to drag out for a while. You're going to see what kind of competitor Dame is when the Portland season starts. He's still on the team. Does he go out and give it his all still? Or, it'd be hard for me as a player to not want to play. And if you go out and you have speed, to me, maybe in football that happens more, but that's where you get hurt more.
Yeah.
But I would like to see a resolution.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to anybody on either side. What's the guard they just drafted too? Scoop. I feel bad for him. Remember, he was one of my preseason picks as far as like player of the year or rookie of the year, with the anticipation that Dame would be gone and he would get to run the show. Yeah. I don't like him being in limbo, so.
I just want to see something happen. I just want to see something happen. I really want to see him get traded to a good team because a lot of people, we really, really respect and like Dame, but at this point, I just don't know if anything's going to happen. And Dame might be back in Portland for another year or eventually just end his career there. Obviously, he doesn't want to be there. I don't think he does. But I just don't think anything's going to happen this offseason.
Yeah, I agree. So the Western team that's I'm like no real surprises there. I think Nuggets, Lakers.
Who was that number two? Who was that number two, Herb?
I said Phoenix Suns and Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, number two after Denver.
The Clippers went healthy. I can see where he scribbled it in there. Clippers went healthy.
Are you surprised he picked the Lakers over Phoenix? Because I kind of had those two switched around a little bit because of Phoenix's firepower. But
I think Lakers have a little more continuity.
Lakers have a better overall
team. They did to fill in the edges. I think what they did was let's keep this together. Let's get some good guys who will soak up some minutes during because people get a little too much into like we got a deep bench. Nobody plays like 8, 9, and 10 like the playoffs unless you're like I guess like Ty Lue does sometimes. But other than that, it typically shortens. But they got a lot of guys that are going to help them get through the regular season with being able to rest LeBron and AD, and that's the two biggest things. So I like that, and I think arguably they would still have the two best players on the court if it went up against Phoenix, depending on what version of KD you're getting. So I could still see the better overall team being the Lakers over Phoenix. But that is I like those first three picks. I feel like the 4 is the one that's probably most in flux.
That could be interchangeable. Yeah.
Because it depends on how Golden State comes back this year, how Chris Paul fits in.
Yeah, and I think Golden State, as long as they have the three trio or the core or whatever you want to call it, as long as they have those three guys, Draymond, Clay, and Steph, I think Golden State will always be in some sort of contention. Yes. But we all know that they're all getting older, time's progressing, so that window is closing for Golden State.
Yep. But if you didn't pick them at 4, I mean, like you said, who do you go? You can go with the Clippers and hope they're healthy.
Clippers. I go with the Clippers. Yeah, but then again, if the same thing happens that it did last year, then you're kind of like, and the problem is that's what everybody's betting on happening. Yeah. Nobody really looks at Kawhi Leonard and say, he's going to be available the whole regular season playoffs. Somewhere down there, something's going to happen.
Yep. So appreciate that. E, as always, we'll be looking through his top 5 throughout the year. E was spot on with a lot of stuff.
He's spot on. E, yes.
So we definitely appreciate
Shout out to E.
Thought about putting the Pelicans. If they could figure out the Zion situation.
I was about to say, if they could get Zion incorporated, they got Herb Jones playing a heck of a two-way player, Brandon Ingram, and oh my gosh, the guard, CJ McCollum. Yeah, I forgot his name. If they could get Zion in there and healthy for a full season, I can see the Pelicans doing some damage in the playoffs.
Yeah, because they're a top 2, top 3 team when he was out there. So and if he could maybe pick better baby mamas or whatever, I don't judge. So I don't judge. Zion Williams is the reason why they changed from Twitter to X. If you know, yeah, okay. All right.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a good uncle joke. Yeah. That actually made me laugh. I just wanted to hide my laugh.
Oh, yeah. All right, Raj. we'll transition into a little NFL. So what is the bigger feud right now? Rodgers versus Peyton or Taylor versus Irsay?
I think Taylor versus Irsay. I think Rodgers Peyton is just like, he shouldn't have said that. Oh, I said that, whatever. But when they see each other, they'll shake hands. I think Jonathan Taylor and Irsay is more like
this is to the joke that you've
driver,
unleashed the beast.
Oh my gosh, that was a good Uncle joke.
Still Twitter for us real ones, yes. So if everybody wants to know where our new intro came from, there's the man.
Darion, right, shout out to Darion. What's going on, man? We appreciate it.
And let me go ahead and tell you, we didn't give him much to work with. So.
Yeah, we didn't.
Darion
we made magic.
Yeah, so we appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. And Mike, I see that comment. I wanted to let Raj finish what he was saying. So which is a bigger feud? Taylor
I think
versus
Irsay and Taylor. Yeah, I don't think Taylor wants to be there. Irsay is going to say, I don't care what you're saying. You're going to be here and you're going to play here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when the season starts and Jonathan Taylor just like, okay. I mean, what are his options? And if you think about Jonathan Taylor, look who they just drafted at quarterback. Anthony Richardson is going to take a lot of your running touchdowns and a lot of your running yards. Yeah. So they're not going to need him as much as they think they will. They'll still give him the ball, but there might be a lot of 2nd and 1 and you're on the goal line. They're not giving it to Jonathan Taylor. They're just going to keep you sneaking in. So
yeah. And remember what I said earlier, Raj, football. So like James Harden, when he wanted to get out of place, he was just kind of lollygagging around. Do people still lollygag? He was lollygagging around on the court. You can't do that in football. Like he can't run through the hole at half speed because he doesn't want to play.
Exactly.
So it's like you're either there or you're not there, you know. And then you've got this whole, is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Thing going on, you know. And then Irsay, what was that?
Irsay was like, if I died, what did he say?
He sounds like a drunk slave master at time. He just so his comment, the last one, he was like, if first off, he said we're not trading him ever. He's going to be here. Then he was like, if I died tomorrow and Jonathan Taylor retired, neither one of us would ever be like, nobody would remember us like a month from now.
That's really crazy to say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you should just keep your mouth shut. Yeah. That's. And imagine having that guy as your owner. How do the other team, how do your everybody else in the locker room, even the coaches, feel about him? Like, yeah, that's pretty crazy because that's how he feels, not just about Jonathan Taylor, but that's how you feel about everybody.
Yep. And what's up, Reg? Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you, sir.
Shout out to Reg. What's going on, man?
Yep. One of the toughest ballers. He was very like. He could take a pounding out on the court and give it right back to you and just play. So it was always tough on the court. So
I thought that was the Reggie Miller at first that used to play for the Pacers. And I was like, I don't know how he found out about this show, but wow. Sky's the limit.
I see where you're going, but no, he would body Reggie Miller. Let me go ahead and tell you. He would knock him into the first row. So I'm going to tell you. Yep. The feud of the century, the Harvey Room is tilt. Yep.
It is.
So what did you think about that whole summit thing? And I mean,
I
didn't feel like you kind of alluded to this a minute ago. What can they even do?
Right.
Other than like sitting out games, I don't see what your leverage is.
Yeah, but if you're sitting out games, how is that helping you at all? I mean, the fact is that the shelf life for running backs, NFL running backs, especially when they go to certain schools, and that's what I'm saying about certain schools is like Alabama running backs. You look at people like Derrick Henry. For those who aren't familiar with Derrick Henry in Alabama, he was utilized a lot at Alabama. Won the Heisman in 2015, had over 200 rushing yards in the Iron Bowl, but he was used a lot. So by the time they get to the NFL, a lot of these running backs are beat up.
Yep.
And the best thing to happen for an NFL running back is you play out your rookie deal without any injuries. You make some good money, and hopefully you can re-sign for another good deal and try to finish out that second contract without any injuries and see what happens after that. But if you get injured under those first 3 or 4 years, your value is just decreasing because people are expecting you because you're now labeled as injury prone, correct? Am I right?
Yeah.
So whenever people want to sign you to that bigger deal, they're like, well, we'll give you a little bit of money, but we're not going to give you what you want because we know and we expect you to get hurt again.
Yep. This is on point. Don't let your babies grow up to be halfbacks. You are right about that.
Yeah.
Case in point, Odell Beckham, was coming off he didn't even play for a full year.
Yep.
Right. Gets a contract worth 15 and up to 18.
Right.
You don't see a running back that going to have. If a running back sits out for a full year, like right now they're fighting for $10 million franchise tenders.
Yeah.
I just don't see that, especially at an advanced age. with several, because OBJ's been hurt several times.
Yep.
I don't see a running back getting the contract like what D-Hop got that late in their career. I just don't see it. Like Derrick Henry's not going to make any money on his next contract.
No, he's not.
Not any money, but for us. So this is one of the striker have a hamstring injury all at the same time. That's what I wondered. Is it time to start taking some injuries? Well, a quote unquote strike.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to be there. And this is very true. You are definitely Reggie Miller. He is that Reggie Miller. So 1000% agree. But yeah, I don't. And the question I posed this morning, Saquon Barkley, do you feel like he folded quickly? And I know Mr. U hates this one because he's a Giants fan. He wanted Saquon there, so I think if they offered Saquon $2 million, he'd have been like, "Yeah, he should sign."
But what did he sign for? He signed for what? The franchise for what?
The what, like 11 instead of 10.1, I think 11. But he has the ability to still get franchised again at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think he thought about the options and he just said, "What, like at the end of the day, what really can I do about this? I might as well just get my 11 million, try to go out here, have the best year I can have, try not to get hurt, and just see what happens after that."
10.1. I thought they added something with incentives to make it.
I thought they did too. I thought it was.
I know the franchise is 10.1, so I thought they just added something in there. I would say arguably that Saquon was more important to their success last year than Daniel Jones, and then Daniel was upwards of 40, and Saquon's getting 10. He's got to look at it and go, "Bro, I just made you a lot of money."
Yep.
And they plan on getting rid of me in a couple of years.
Yep.
So,
it has to be hard for a running back because you're going out there every game knowing that your team doesn't care too much about you. To be honest with you, they're going to give you a little chump change, and at the end of the season, you have to go through the same conundrum that you're going through this off season.
That word of the day, toilet paper, is kicking in, huh?
But yeah, I feel bad for the running backs. They do a lot for the game. They do a lot of blocking. They take a lot of hits. They absorb a lot of hits that other players shouldn't take. And they do a lot. They get treated like poop.
Yep.
It's unfortunate.
And this is a very good point about them sitting out. So
that's a good point. That's a good point. There's other guys in other leagues that are saying, "Hey, we'll go fill that position for a lot less."
Yeah. I think people look like Christian McCaffrey once he got traded. I want to say if you look at stats, the Panthers' running game actually got better with just plugging into tandem. That's no disrespect to him, but it's just kind of to that point right there. They're almost plugging and playing guys from anywhere.
Yep.
So. Yep. And we missed one Mike comment that I thought was interesting. Is Zion the NBA's Tua?
I don't know. I saw that too. I think it's a different situation, but they both it equates to itself because it has to do with availability. It's just
say your quote. Go ahead.
What?
The best ability is
availability, but I could understand because they both. Oh, that is funny though. I don't know. Let's just see what happens this upcoming season. I think Zion's gonna be back. I think Zion's gonna have an all-star year this year if he can stay healthy. I do.
So what? He's gonna have kids by like 3 different baby mamas. Hey, now you're an all-star. Get your kids on. Go play.
These uncle jokes are just rolling in.
Like the baby mamas are rolling in.
Oh my gosh.
First podcast is twins. Yes, thank you very much.
Shout out to Britt. What up, Britt?
Next round is like they're having too much fun in there.
Yeah, so I think Britt and Sid were texting each other like, "Girl, do you listen to them on the podcast? They are so silly. All I hear is noises in this room."
We are sorry. So, the Falcons turned Cordell Patterson in the top 10 running back. Yeah,
and now the Falcons have Bijan from Texas.
Yep, they're gonna run him into the dirt, and
then basically
6 years from now we'll be on somebody else. So.
Basically, yep.
Anthony Davis is twins with Zion. 2 is third with a bullet. So what is Kawhi? Is he the daddy?
You guys can tell we missed the show.
Yes. Oh man,
we have a lot of jokes to catch up from. We missed that last week, so.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I guess you just need a 5th in there, and then I guess you could put like LeBron's ego as the 5th one.
Not funny.
Kawhi is the sensei. Yes, I agree. The sage or the sensei. I agree. So.
Oh my gosh.
So Rod, you gonna have a little fun. We go.
All right, let's do it. I've been looking forward to this all day.
3 questions of death. Yes.
Okay.
So let's see. All right. obviously you mentioned the twins' names.
Yep.
Right. But there were rejected names.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you 8, and you have to pick your favorite 3 out of the rejected names. Okay.
Favorite 3 out of these. Okay.
Yes, and I think I've got 8 on this list. Okay.
I know what one of them's gonna be. Go ahead.
What?
Herbina.
No.
Oh,
These
okay.
are actually other duos.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. Jordan and Pippen. Timon and Pumbaa. Hey, I'm not. Hey. Salt and Pepper.
I wish Sydney was watching this.
Sonny and Cher.
Oh gosh, no.
Peaches and Herb. Whitney and Bobby.
Oh.
Hustle and Flow. LeBron and whatever other superstar he has to beg to get on the team so he can try and win a title.
I like Jordan and Pippen.
Okay.
I like Hustle and Flow.
Okay. I might have to call them Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow. That'd be cool. I don't care. Hustle and Flow, and then I can't pick Peaches and Herb because your name's Herb. I just can't pick that.
Okay, that's fair. Peaches and Sage. Peaches and
Whitney and Bobby.
Whitney. Oh wow.
You know why? Because I would just tell people the names and I want to see everybody's reaction. I'm like, Whitney and Bobby, they're like
he said that the last one would be tough to get on the birth certificate. Yeah. LeBron and Mr. You anytime you how to get paid and never play Young Samurai. Yes, I wish.
Yeah.
How much money has Kawhi made in the last couple of years?
Oh my goodness, he's made a killing.
Yes. And there's still people out there who would call him like a top 5, top 10 player. I said, I guess on the video game where he's over.
Top 10? I'd say top 10 healthy, yeah, but whatever that is.
All right, you ready for 3 rounds of
Work, play, live? Okay.
3 names. You got to pick which one you'd be your coworker with, working 40 hours a week. Which one you'd be your best friend you'd go out with at night. And which one would be your next door neighbor, the person you'd see, once or twice a week. Hey, what's up? Hey, you didn't keep your lawn mowed. And hey, somebody tried to steal your package. I beat him up, and here it goes. Right?
Yep.
Oh, I don't think Sydney would ever let you.
Black and white, no. No, that would cause a have. That is hilarious, though. I'm like, shout out to Ray. That was hilarious.
Divorce City. All right, you ready?
Yep.
So first, the sports edition.
Yep.
Okay. The Morris twins, Markeith and Marcus.
All right.
The Lopez's, Brooke and Robin.
Okay.
Or the Barbers, Tiki and Rondi.
Okay, I would probably live next to the Lopez brothers. They seem like they would be okay, cool neighbors, just kind of cool, calm, collective. But like, hey, you want to come over, sit down, let's talk, chat about lawn, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I can do that.
I know where this is going.
I'm working with the Barbers. They seem very professional, suit and tie. They'll be on it. They'll help me be the best employee I could be. The Morris twins, they went to Florida around the same time as I think Tim Tebow and Aaron Hernandez and all of them. They know that. They know.
We don't talk about Aaron Hernandez.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. But they know how to have some fun. So I'm gonna hang out with the Morris.
Plus, they seem a little crazy.
Yeah, they're a little crazy too. Yeah.
Okay. Ready for number 2?
Yep.
All right. Luke and Leia, He-Man and She-Ra, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, all twins.
What? He-Man and She-Ra, you said?
Yep.
Who was the first one? He-Man, She-Ra, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch,
Luke and Leia.
All
twins.
Oh my gosh. I would hang out with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver because I think Quicksilver is so fast he could probably steal us a lot of stuff.
I thought you would work with him.
Why?
Because they would get all the work done. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch can bend reality?
Nah, I don't care about all that.
I like how your first thing is
I'm gonna work with She-Ra and He-Man just so they could do all the heavy lifting. No pun intended. And then I'm gonna live next to Luke and Leia because The Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie, and I just want to talk Star Wars with them all day.
What if they get your whole planet killed? Just they live next door.
Well, then we'll be dead, and there's nothing to worry about.
Oh, by the way, somebody wants credit for Hustle and Flow of Whitney and Bobby.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Britt. Those were actually pretty good ideas.
Those two both made it in, so you got to get credit. All right, you ready for the third one?
Yes.
You might want to hope that your wife is not listening.
She's not.
Okay.
I don't know.
The Bella twins, Haley and Hannah Cavender,
Okay.
Mary Kate and Ashley.
Really? You started off here and then you ended up with Mary Kate and Ashley. I would want to work with Mary Kate and Ashley because I feel like they know the ins and outs of like the entertainment business or whatever. So I would work with them and try to get my foot into the door and get our foot in the door. I'm sorry. Get our podcast really, really jumping. I'm hanging out with the Bella twins. No need to explain that one. And then I guess I'll live next to the Cavender twins. Hey, I've got blinds that open and close, buddy.
Wow.
Oh, looks like the Cavender twins are mowing their lawn again. Let me see it.
Oh, so how long before the divorce is finalized?
About 2 minutes.
Oh, here's an out, literally. Yep. There you go. All right. Got five famous twins for you.
Okay.
And I want to rank you from. Mike is trying to steal one of my people. Mike, I did remember those set of twins, but I left them in a different category for a different reason. I'm going to give you 5 famous twins.
Okay.
And you can rank them from favorite twin to least favorite. Not that we hate any twins, but
right.
Okay, so ready? Zan and Jenya, otherwise known as the Wonder Twins. Wonder Twin powers, activate. Okay.
I don't even remember them. I barely remember that.
Dylan and Cole Spruce.
Yeah.
No,
I never watched.
Well, how about we substitute? I'll substitute one for them. Okay.
Okay.
Since you don't. Okay.
All right.
Tomas and Zaymont.
Is that G.I. Joe? Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Tia and Tamara.
Okay.
That was Mike just threw that one, but I left that in a different category.
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah.
Or Kirby Puckett.
Kirby Puckett?
Yeah, famous twins.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe I missed that one. So you want me to rank them from best to worst or what?
Yes.
Best in what though?
Best by whatever whatever ranking system that you want.
Okay.
Your favorite, maybe you would hang out with first to hang out with least.
Who would I hang out with first? I guess Tia and Tamara would seem like they're pretty cool. Right. I'd hang out with them the most.
Mike was showing out there.
Yeah, I'd hang out with them. Then maybe Kirby Puckett after that. He seems like since he's retired. Or wait, is Kirby Puckett still alive?
I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We got to double check that. I think he may have passed. Yeah, he passed away, so I can't really hang out with him. Shout out to Kirby Puckett. I don't know where to put Tomas and Zaymont at because they just seem like they would argue all the time. I would probably put them at the end. I just wouldn't want to listen to all that crap.
To have those smack one and both get hurt.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I feel like they would be more of a problem and just be annoying as heck.
Yep.
Okay, who else am I missing? Who else am I? Oh, She-Ra and He-Man, or She-Ra and
that was in another. That was in another category. You did Tia Tamara with Kirby Puckett. Oh, so you got the Wonder Twins and Arnold and Danny.
I'd say Arnold and Danny next. I think they'd be pretty cool to hang out with, and then the Wonder Twins.
Do you actually? Now they can turn into stuff though.
I don't care. I don't remember that cartoon that much as you do. So
yeah, well, they were in the Justice League. I think that's why.
Okay, no wonder.
I was just I just wanted to go Wonder Twins activate. So.
That does remind me. Shout out to Mr. U when cartoons were pure back in the days when you could watch the Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah. For those who don't know, Herb and I were huge on G.I. Joe, Transformers, and do you remember Mask?
Yes,
Mask.
I used to have all those toys, man, and I read the comic book all the time. Like that was fun times.
Yeah, those are our 3 go-tos right there.
It might give you G.I. Joe twins, the Wonder Twins, Arnie and DeVito, Tia Tamara, Kirby.
And for those of you who don't remember, don't forget about the Transformers, the animated movie. That was a classic.
Yes. I thought about watching that. For some reason, it was on my mind.
That was like 87, 87, 88. I forgot what year, but that was a classic movie. Love that.
I mean, I wasn't even born when it came out, but
okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Well, Raj, I had a good time, man.
I had a good time. Those were good questions.
Thank you, Doug. Oh, I threw you off with the Kirby Puckett, huh?
Yes, you did. You did. I was like, huh? I didn't know he had a twin. Yeah.
That's funny that threw you off, but Arnold and Danny DeVito, you just rolled with it.
I remember the movie Twins. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody to listen.
Appreciate
I think
you guys.
next week we're still gonna be on at
7
on Monday, and then we might be making the switch to Tuesday soon after that.
Yeah.
Appreciate all the thank you all for helping us get back to normal. Thank you for all the comments, all the questions.
Appreciate it.
Shout
Appreciate
out
all
to
the
wives
support.
for tuning in. Yep. Appreciate you, Raj.
Yep.
Back like you never left. Now
Yep.
you're a dad. Doing a great job already, man. So,
Thank you, Herb. Thank you, Uncle Herb.
appreciate you, Reggie. Check it in. Thank you, everybody. Herb and Raj podcast. We will be back next week. You can also catch or if you're catching this replay on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, iTunes, iHeart, I Love Podcasts, whatever
I
you're
Love
checking
Lucy.
us on.
Yeah. Sorry.
And on that note, Raj, everybody have a great night.
Yep.
And as always,
Roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide.